Hello! Today we're going to be taking a look at these tiny little antennas, but just before we get into it, a quick reminder to please like or dislike this video if you didn't like it, comment down below, don't forget to subscribe and click on the little bell icon if you want to find out when I'm uploading videos. So what do we have here? We have two very tiny and they're labelled as UXII antennas. I've heard of AXII before but not UXII, and they are absolutely tiny. This one here is SMA, although I think you can get RP-SMA as well, and this is a little UFL connector. They're kind of for little tiny quads, I guess, and I was wondering how to try them out. And I figured what I might do, this is the Comet, lovely quad, and it's got a Foxeer Lollipop on there. Now, previously, I've taken this off and I've tried it with the Menace Thrasher, which is another small antenna, and would just pop on like that. And I was a little bit worried that that might cut stuff off, but it's not too bad at all. So it'd be interesting to see what this does, which is even tinier. It practically makes no profile at all on the quad. It's just this little nub just poking out. And so what I'm going to do, I'm going to go out and fly, and I'll do a battery with the Lollipop, the normal one, which I know is very good, and then I'll pop this on and see how it differs. The other one's a little bit more complicated. I didn't really want to field swap these little UFL connectors. UFL connectors always worry me. They seem very fragile, and I think they're manufactured so the number of times you can actually swap them over is like a ridiculously small figure, it's like 10 or something. That's what's supposed to be the limit is. So I don't like to swap these over and over again, but I just recently reviewed this rather lovely Diatone and Ishii. This is the EL349SX, and what it's got here, it's got this little linear which is plugged in just there, and you see that the antenna is very straight against the body there. Didn't really notice any particular problems. I got a little bit of snow on 25 milliwatts when going further away, but that would fit on, I think, quite nice like that. We would have to secure it again to make sure, you know, there was no possibility of it hitting the props there, but that would clear the body quite nicely, I think, and maybe work well. So I'm going to put these two on, and then let's go to the field and see how they fly. So I've got the Comet, and I'm going to test it with the Lollipop first, and then we'll do the comparison with the little AXII antenna. Quick swap, and we're over to the little UXII. Let's see how this performs. Look at that, 2 intros for the price of 1, and that's because I managed to fly roughly the same route so I could compare side by side. And instantly I'm thinking, this UXII is not very good compared to the Lollipop, is it? There's a bit of static down there, and then coming back this way there's a bit more static. The Lollipop's clean, and I thought what I'd do, I'd go behind these trees and go up the field a bit more, and that would, you know, really produce a bad signal in both of them to a certain extent. The Lollipop hits it first, then the UXII gets it. But yeah, overall the UXII looked worse there in comparison. I mean, I did a little bit more flying a little bit further away, which was really frightening when I turned round, because that happened, although I don't have a direct comparison with that, so you might consider that to be a little bit unfair, but yeah, I wasn't impressed. So I've got the little mini AXII on the EL349, looking quite nice. Yeah, let's see how it does. Okay, so the Foxeer Lollipop was a really nice antenna, so let's try it against something which is obviously not very good, like just a linear dipole. So we're here flying the EL349, and we are getting a bit of noise there, and oh my god, that was full static, and this is like, what's going on? This is really frightening to fly. This is a fast quad, and you really want to see where you're going, and it's not often I think, hang on a sec, is this worse than just a linear dipole? I couldn't directly compare, but here's some footage from yesterday flying roughly the same area, and you can see the UXII is getting noise and a little bit of static all the way along, which is crazy. And that little linear dipole, and I complained there was a little bit of snow on 25 milliwatts, but you can see here the linear dipole is so clean in comparison to the UXII. I mean, what's going on with that? Well, I've got to say, colour me unimpressed. I mean, the fact that this thing essentially didn't work as well as a piece of wire tells me a lot about it, and the fact that I've swapped straight back to this because it was much better. I mean, yeah, it's a linear dipole, it's not just a piece of wire. I'm being slightly facetious there, but yes, I did not like that, and I did not like this. I'm afraid I have to say, don't buy these. if you want a decent antenna, you would have seen me flying there with the Foxeer Lollipop. It's more premium and thus more expensive, but this is something you don't want to scrimp on. Saving money in your FPV antennas when they don't work is like, you know, buying a discount parachute because it may have a few holes in it. The Lollipop also comes as the little stubby and the little UFL connector, and I would recommend those over anything else. There are some other cheaper alternatives to this that fall somewhere in the middle that do these things, but I haven't tested them, so I can't speak for how good they are. There may be some good ones. If there's brilliant cheapy ones, feel free to leave a comment down below. But for now, I would say, yeah, don't buy these. If you're going to buy something, buy a decent name brand like this Foxeer type, and that will be better. Anyway, these were the URUAV UXIIs, and they were supplied kindly for review by Banggood. Thanks for that. And of course, there'll be links for those down below, and for these, which are better. So I hope that review's been helpful, and I'll catch you next one. Bye for now. Well, you've made it to the end of the video, so thanks once again for watching. If you like what you saw, then please consider subscribing, and if you really like what you saw, then be sure to check out the link to my blog for a variety of ways in which you can help support this channel.